in this school? You're not educating. This is propaganda. What are you gonna do? Like anti-trans next? Is that what you're gonna do next?
I mean, no, we're talking about abortion.
This is bull. This is violent. You're triggering my students.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're not. Because you can't even have a baby. So you don't even know what that is. You don't even know what this is. Get this out of here, yo.
What is going on, everybody? Wired here. I hope you guys are having an excellent, wonderful Wednesday. And I just stumbled across this clip this morning about a woke college professor who pretty much goes off on a group of students for sharing views that she doesn't necessarily agree with. Now, as we all know, the tolerant left are not violent at all. The Summer of Love 2020, that's good. January 6th, bad. You know, because the left can't possibly be violent no matter what they can do, and they're tolerant. They accept everyone's opinions and everything like that. However, there's a little bit of dichotomy here. There's a little bit of different sort of narrative when you actually catch one of these woke lunatics on film. And which even is a little scarier than this is that this person happens to be a college professor. You would think as a college professor you'd be a little more open-minded, but hey, who are we kidding? It's 2023. We know, most universities are pretty much just, breeding grounds for woke ideology, for liberalism, for leftism, stuff like that. College student details professor's tirade against an anti-abortion display started to berate us. Now, abortion is a pretty hot button issue in our country right now, especially with the overturning of Roe v. Wade at the federal level anyway. But I, am a big proponent of the First Amendment, and I agree that everyone's opinion, whether you agree with it or not, they have a right to express that opinion. However, it seems some people, mainly this college professor in this instance, doesn't really agree with the First Amendment, thinks the First Amendment is oppressive, First Amendment is triggering their students. And they're going to go off on this. You know what? I'll just roll the clip.
When you thought college campuses couldn't get any nuttier? Well, something happened when pro-life students at Hunter College encountered Shalene Rodriguez. They say she's a professor.
In this school? You're not educating. This is propaganda. What are you going to do? Like anti-trans next? Is that what you're going to do next?
I mean, no, we're talking about abortion.
This is bull. This is violent. You're triggering my students.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're not. Because you can't even have a baby. So you don't even know what that is. You don't even know what this is. Get this out of here, yo.
Unbelievable. Joining me exclusively is the student you just saw, Patrick Ruby. He's a rising junior at Hunter College. Patrick, what set her off in your display? Now, this is a professor at the college. What is she a professor of, first of all? Or do you know?
I'm not sure exactly what she's a professor of. She's in the arts department.
Oh, shocking.
Other than that,
okay. Yeah, so what was she so offended by?
I think she was mostly offended by our general presence on campus. Our tabling was mainly about chemical abortions and the harms of chemical abortions for mothers and for the children involved. But I don't know if she looked at our supplies before she came and started to berate us.
I would go with a resounding no on that front. It doesn't seem like this college professor really cared about what you were doing or what your opinion was or your purpose was. She just got triggered by seeing a dissenting opinion that didn't align with her personal values and views, which we kind of see far too often, which you would think a professor would be held to a higher standard. But, they say that there aren't really a lot of conservatives on college campuses, and I can attest to this from going to college. I was in school about 10 years ago, and I got to say, there's not a whole lot of conservatives on college campuses. It's really not a thing. However, there's a little bit more to this story, because reporters actually tried to track down this professor just to get comment on it. And the story gets even crazier than this. When the professor decides to hold a machete to a reporter because they are asking questions about them flipping out, on this student. Take a look.
Away from my door. Get the away from my door.
Let's get out of here. You can't do that.
Away from my door. Get the away from my door.
Let's get out of here. You can't do that.
Now, I'm not sure about all my wonderful viewers out there, but for me, personally, nothing to me really screams tolerance like threatening somebody with a deadly weapon. There really is no equalizer to it. I mean, you want to talk about acceptance and love, I mean, yeah, you put a blade on somebody. Of course, that's just how it works. But surprisingly, as in this case, which I'm very, very shocked to report on from the BBC here, this professor has actually been reprimanded and fired from their position for acting a fool, which I don't think that's far enough, actually. I think if you hold a blade to somebody's neck, you should probably be arrested. Personally, in my, capacity. But I guess firing's a good start, and this is in we'll see what happens afterwards. I doubt anything will, but U.S. professor fired after machete threat to New York Post reporter. The journalists were trying to speak to Shalane Rodriguez about an incident in which she criticized anti-abortion activists on campus, the Post said. Ms. Rodriguez followed them onto the street with the machete, video showed. Hunter College, part of the City University of New York, confirmed she had been relieved of her duties. Well, this is New York, so there's not going to be any charges brought against her. This isn't a Daniel Penny, Jordan Neely type situation. The reporter, Reuven Fenton, along with a photographer, went to Miss Rodriguez's address in an effort to speak with her after a viral video showed her criticizing anti-abortion students at the university. According to the Post, she shouted, "Get away from my door or I'm going to chop you up with this machete." This is why you got to vet people before you hire them. Although I think the universities in this day and age are pretty much doomed anyway. Go into a trade. You'll make more money being a plumber or an electrician than you will doing anything going to college. I know that firsthand. The reporters said they left immediately, but were followed by Miss Rodriguez onto the street, with the subsequent interaction caught on a car dash cam and published by the Post. Hunter College spokesperson Vince DeMicelli, I hope I'm saying that right, told BBC News Hunter College strongly condemns the unacceptable actions of Shalane Rodriguez and has taken immediate action. Rodriguez has been relieved of her duties at Hunter College effective immediately and will not be returning to teach at the school. Well, that's a good start. I don't think that's nearly enough. I think this person should be prosecuted. That is, at least a threat with a deadly weapon. I don't know the actual legal terminology of it. But it doesn't seem very accepting, And since her students actually didn't make any threats, none that I saw on video anyway, it seems she's a lot more triggered by it than anybody else is. Hey, this is all about love and acceptance, though, right? The New York Post, meanwhile, told the BBC it was glad the reporter was safe, as am I. Good job doing your job. Good job getting out of there when you did. I don't think this reporter did anything wrong. You're totally allowed to go and knock on somebody's door, ask questions about things, and you would hope you're not met with deadly force. In the initial viral video that the Post was seeking comment on, Miss Rodriguez approached an information stall run by Students for Life, a group of more than 120,000 young anti-abortion Americans who want to end access to abortion, as we already seen. You're not educating, this is propaganda. It's a differing opinion, a correct one actually, because I don't really know how you can, I don't really want to get into all that, but I do feel, a certain way about abortion, but I realize other people might have different opinions. I don't necessarily agree with them, but the law is what it is, so I'm not going to really jump into that too heavy here. In an explicative-filled rant, she then demanded the removal and shoves pamphlets off the table before walking away, as we already saw. A New York Police Department spokesperson confirmed an incident took place, but said it was still under investigation. Miss Rodriguez has been approached for comment, which, obviously we kind of saw, I guess that's the end of it. We saw the fallout for that, and then the machete incident gets her fired. I think it should also get her arrested. You're paying $40,000 a year to send your children to these woke universities so they can get indoctrinated into the leftist ideology. And you think that's the party of tolerance because they say it is, but clearly it's not. I mean, if you can't listen to somebody else's opinion without getting triggered, then you're not the party of love or acceptance. You're just bigots. That's my personal opinion. Anyway, that's all I got. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps out with the algorithm. And I will catch you on the next one. Thank you for listening this long. Later.